For decades, the Penn Trafford High School Drama Guild has produced musicals that keep audiences coming back year after year. This season, they're getting ready to burn up the quarter mile with their production of Grease. Preparations for their fantastic performances begin 4 months before the curtain even opens. Audiences enjoy spending a few hours at the show and watching the students perform, but most showgoers have no idea how much work actually goes into putting on a production of Penn Trafford's caliber. Let's take a look at Grease, Under the Hood.
I'm Jen Haberberger, and I'm the sponsor for the Penn Trafford musical. We put on a show that's not your average high school production. We rehearse 3 nights a week and a Saturday afternoon. So not only are these kids here for 7.5 hours a day, some of them are involved in sports, other extracurricular activities. Some of them don't go home until 9 o'clock at night from 7 o'clock in the morning because they're so committed to being the best that they can be in their extracurriculars and especially in musical theater. We have the best parent volunteers that give up hours and hours to be here to make these things work for the kids. The actors are who the people, the audience come to see, but it truly takes a village to make this all come together and come alive to make such a great production.
Hello, my name is Tom Bekovac, and I am the director for Grease the Musical here at Penn Trafford High School.
It's got groove, it's got meaning.
It's more than just the 2.5 hours that the folks see on stage. It is hours and hours of prep work by myself, by my choreographer, the vocal director, the producers, the costumer, the props mistress, the stage manager, the set designer, the set builders, the lighting designer, the sound designer. There is hours and hours of work to put on a stellar production that the audience sees, but doesn't see the hundreds and hundreds of hours that are behind the scenes of turmoil and creativity, as well as the cast giving their input on characters and who they are and what they feel when they're bringing these characters to life. So it is a well worthwhile activity even to be on stage, but more so when you're behind the scenes and you get to use your artistic and creative talent, put in the time and the effort behind the scenes to make it all worthwhile.
Hi, I'm Amy Winchell. I am the costume coordinator for the Penn Trafford High School Drama Guild. We are costuming 49 students for Grease the Musical, which incorporates all different kinds of costumes. Just the ensemble kids alone have 3 costumes, but each of those costumes require several pieces. So you can see we have all kinds of bins and bins and bins of clothes, all marked with different shows and different things. We spend a lot of our time just going through, looking for a white shirt that has pockets that fits a certain guy, that, just trying to piece it all together. I bring something in thinking it's going to fit somebody, it doesn't fit somebody, so we put it back in the bin, we start the process all over again. He has his vision, it's my job and the rest of the costume mom's job to make it happen. For example, there's going to be 10 cheerleaders, so we want all the cheerleaders to look the same. So I went to a fabric store in Ohio yesterday, traveled 2.5 hours, so I bought 48 yards of red fabric to make 10 matching red fabric cheerleading skirts. That's just one example of everything we have to sew. We have 14 beauty school dropout girls that have to all look the same. It's quite an undertaking, and when you find the perfect thing, you get very excited, and then when you see it on them and it fits, it's perfect, that is awesome. When I wake up in the morning, I think of Grease, and when I go to bed, I think of Grease.
Hi, my name is Janet Johnston, and I'm the coordinator of props here at PT High School. We do 2 things. We do set props and we do hand props. Hand props are anything that the students have to hold while they're on stage. It could be anything like a box of cigarettes, a purse, a hubcap. And so our job is to gather, find, or make all these props. I think the hardest thing for us is to make sure that the props are authentic. I believe it's very important that the actors on stage really believe that they are in the era that they are on stage. So not only do we work here in the school, but then we also spend a lot of time outside of school researching, and then we replicate it here in our props room.
Hi, I'm Greg Johnston. I am chair of the sets committee for Penn Trafford High School Drama Guild. And the primary objective of what we do is we take the vision of what the director has. What does he see in each scene? How does he want the scenes to flow from one to the next? And try to make it come to life on stage. We work the same days as rehearsal, so we're here from 6 till 9. It's usually about 5:30 to 9:30, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 16 hours a week on average. So for Grease, this is a little more extensive than other ones. There are 11 scenes in the musical. Only 2 of them repeat scenes as far as what the props are. So we really are building sets for 9 unique scenes. One of the challenges we have here is that we don't have a lot of floor space on the sides of the stage. So we have to make things that are flippable or keep pieces small that are tall so we can store enough on stage and make them easily accessible to get them on and off for each scene. This year, with Grease, we're doing something a little bit different. We actually have a Grease Lightning car. So it involved going out and finding a car, arranging for the purchase of it and transportation of it. And now it's in the shop being modified so it can be used on stage for us.
Josh Krentz, Collision Repair, Forbes Road, CTC. Here's the car. We plan to cut it right here, right down the middle. Of course, when I say we, it's talking all the high school students here from 9 different sending school districts, all here in Western Pennsylvania. So when the vehicle came in, it weighed about 3,300 pounds. The first thing the students and I are doing is we're taking the engine out of the vehicle and transmission. We're going to be pulling a lot of the weight off the vehicle since it's going to become a stage prop. The students are going to be cutting this thing, and we're most likely going to paint the whole thing black. We are going to make magnets or decals, and in turn we'll be able to remove those. This was a great opportunity working with Penn Trafford. The kids never realized how much work it was going to be until it got here, and they got to really experience it. About 11 school districts all work together to make this project happen.
Hi, I'm Bev Rubright, and I am the orchestra director and the rehearsal pianist and the vocal director for this musical, Grease. In this show, there are over, I counted them, there are over 40 songs. The orchestra's had their music for 3 weeks. We only get 4 Saturday practices for a couple hours, and then the week of the show. This is kind of like my era back in the 50s and 60s, so I enjoy this kind of music. For the kids, it's a different style. They're not used to listening to this kind of style. You know, it takes a while to learn all this style because this is not the style they're used to. It's a great learning experience for everybody. This keeps me in practice. I mean, it keeps me connected to the kids. But it's a popular show, and people know the songs, and they're going to want to come see, you know, the kids dancing. I mean, they practice. They're there at every practice, and they're ready to go, and they work really hard. This is a show that makes you happy to listen to it. I want the audience leaving with the song on their mind. I want them to go out and bebop to these tunes, and they will.
Hi, I'm Miss Reagan, and I'm the choreographer of Grease the Musical here at Penn Trafford High School. Grease has been really fun so far to do. It's one of my favorite shows, so it definitely is a dance-heavy show, which I love because I love to dance. We are doing a ton of the dances right now, and we have to teach them the dances right away so they have all of that time to practice. We don't give anyone the easy way out. Everyone in the cast has to dance. So we Go Together, which is a big one that everyone is in, that ends the first act. Grease Lightning, which is a good one where all of the guys are dancing. We have the first act dances done. And then we need to go into our second act dances. So there's about 10 more dances that we have to choreograph, I would say. So it's a lot of work. They work really hard. They're very dedicated to the Drama Guild. So it's nice to have students who want to work for you. You should definitely come see the show because it's going to be a great one.
Shake, 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 shake,